Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to the Tony Harvin Network YouTube channel. If you like, hit that subscribe button listed right here. After you hit the subscribe button, if you want to receive all notifications of videos that come out on this YouTube channel, hit the notification bell and select all after you hit the notification bell. Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Tony Harvin Network. Tony Harvin Network. I hope everybody had a good day in general. Of course, man, we're here on this live on YouTube, on the secondary YouTube channel, Tony Harvin Network. We're going to talk about the story. We're going to talk about the story coming out of Pennsylvania. First and foremost, I greet everybody who's coming on this YouTube live. First and foremost, we're not here to violate any type of community guidelines and things of that nature, man. We're here to keep it peaceful and clean here on this YouTube live. What's up, Marva? So we're here to talk about a 13-year-old boy who shot and killed a 12-year-old, man. It's crazy how even kids have access to guns, man. A 13-year-old killed a 12-year-old, and for the fact they was friends. What's up, Maria? Appreciate that. What up, MHW? The fact is they was friends, and what up, Sister Davis? Hope all is well. So the fact is they was friends. Basically, they was friends, and I guess one made a joke on the 13-year-old, and the 13-year-old shot and killed his own friend and things like that. Listen, one thing you don't do is play with guns. You understand? One thing you don't do is play with guns. When you go to the gun range, man, if anybody out there who's been to the gun range, it's very serious. When you're dealing with a gun, whether it's a Glock 17, whether it's a Glock 19, whether it's a rifle, whether it's a shotgun, any type of gun, you don't play with guns. You understand? And you don't if you got a gun, you know what I'm saying? If you license, whatever the case may be, with a concealed carry permit, okay, cool. But you don't sit here and leave your gun around, you know what I mean, for your kids to get easy access to it, you know, and leave it loaded at that and cocked at that. All right. What up, Kalani? What up? What up? What up? So this 13-year-old boy, he shot and killed his 12-year-old friend at a Red Lion, I believe Pennsylvania, York County. 13-year-old boy is the suspect in the fatal shooting of a 12-year-old boy on this past weekend. The victim was found dead on the first block of First Avenue in Red Lion, Pennsylvania. State Police said. They said the troopers said they interviewed another boy who was friends with the alleged shooter and the victim. You know, the investigators said that the three were walking around when the 12-year-old said he wanted to go home. When they arrived to the home, the witness said the 13-year-old went inside and came back out, with a firearm. So it was easy for him, that 13-year-old, to get access to a firearm. How does a child get easy access to a firearm just like that without a parent or somebody grown, or he may have bought it off of somebody? You understand that? But if a parent or parents is in the house and they have firearms, listen, lock your stuff up, because you just never know what these kids are thinking and things like that. They think, having a real firearm is a toy. They think it's like Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, and all these other video games out there. It's nothing to play with. So back to the story, it says, according to the affidavit of probable cause, the witness said the 12-year-old made a joke about the victim's mother. So basically, when you're young, and whatnot, y'all crack jokes. Your mom this, your mom that, whatever the case may be, and things like that. Some people don't know how to handle jokes. Some people are sensitive. You understand that? But I know coming up, what up, Corner B? I know coming up, man, that's what we did. We joked on each other. We joked on each other's mother, whatever the case may be. But nothing to the extent of getting mad and want to kill your friend and whatnot. So the victim told the 13-year-old to shut up. So basically, the 12-year-old told the 13-year-old to shut up. They're friends. But the 13-year-old already had it in mind because he had a firearm on him. You understand that? And the teen allegedly shocked the victim one time. They said the witnesses told troopers that he was familiar with the 13-year-old having access to firearms, as the teen had previously shown him firearms. It says state police said they also interviewed the 13-year-old's father. He told them he had firearms in a gun safe, including a
.38 caliber firearm. Trooper said the man came home after the shooting and confirmed all his firearms were in a safe. Wow, really? So if it's not the parent's firearm, where did the kid get the firearm from? Well, you don't know. The father said, all his guns were in his safe, but the kid still had access to a firearm. So either the kid got the firearm from somewhere else, or that father is lying. But when they trace that serial number on that firearm, and if it come back to the father or whoever the firearm belonged to, if the serial number isn't scratched off, and guess what, man? Somebody's in trouble. Either way, that 13-year-old is going to jail. Now I don't know the state laws about trying 13-year-olds and whatnot as adults out there in Pennsylvania. All right. Kalani says the parent got to have a lockbox. Sister David says you're right. If you're going to keep a gun at home, at least have it secured. They think it's like cartoons. When someone is shot, they come back. Just think of the guilt the parents are going to feel. Absolutely. Absolutely. People think guns are fun to play with and all this other stuff. Listen, I shot a gun before and whatnot and things like that. I trained on, the Glock 19, the Glock 17, whatever the case may be. That stuff is nothing to play with at all. Even when you have the gun empty, you understand that? Even when you cleaning your gun, you make sure no bullets in there or nothing like that. You still got to treat that gun, as I learned in boot camp, you still got to treat that gun, whether it's empty, and stripped apart as if it's loaded. You understand that? And if you got kids around, you got to put that stuff in the lockbox, and that lockbox have a lockbox, because kids in these days, with the technology, picking stuff and whatnot, they will find a way how to get access to your guns and whatnot. You understand that? And guess what? You gonna get in trouble too. You know what I'm saying? Lady Speed, who says, blessings, bro. And all in the chat. So sad our kids able to play with guns, devil's trap for their lives. Lord Jesus, have mercy. Listen, back in the day, if we have a problem with our friend and whatnot, listen, we would fight it out. You understand that? And these days, these kids, what they do, they go run to a gun. You understand that? I don't condone violence or nothing like that. But listen, when you two fight, you know what I mean? You live. You go back to playing Super Nintendo, Mario Kart, you know what I mean? WCW, WWF, you know what I mean? Who you want? You want Ultimate Warrior? Okay. No, I want Lex Luger. You go back to being friends and you forget all about it. But in these days, these kids, you know what I mean? 13, 14, 15, they quick to go get a gun. Listen, I'd rather you on the backyard, fight it out. You understand that? And let's get it over with. You know what I mean? And go back to being friends. Versus him going to get a gun and him taking a life. You know what I mean? All right. You said some things not right about this situation. This is like parents that keep pit bulls or a snake as a pet around a baby. Dogs are jealous. Well, I don't like dogs, so I don't really know about too much about dogs and whatnot. But keeping a pit bull around kids, you're right. You're absolutely right about that one. You know what I mean? Kalani says you can get a gun that's off the street, probably found it, got it from one of his friends. It can happen. You're right. You're right about that. I remember walking to work back in 2000 and I'd say maybe 10. Just walking to work, hour to work, and it was a firearm on the ground. You understand that? Listen, that stuff is all over the place. On the ground, in stashes, wherever. In Jersey, Maria says good versus evil. Absolutely said the parent don't know what's going on. You're right. Because now his parent, his father, now he got something to worry about right now. Now he got a son that's in prison. He got a son that's probably going to prison, for a long time. And he probably will get in trouble for that murder, if that's found to be his gun at the end of the day. You understand that? All right. What's up to finally aware of you? What up? What up? What up? Hope all is well. Sister Davis, you spoke about the dogs. Now I don't know too much about dogs, like I said, but I would not leave a vicious dog like a pit bull or some type of snake. I don't even like cats and animals and stuff like that. You know what I mean? In general, but some people they feel too comfortable. A lot of people out here are too vulnerable. They leave their handgun hanging around the kids. Oh, the kids ain't gonna touch it. They don't know how to use it and whatnot. You think? Or they leave a snake around, or they leave a dog. Sometimes drugs. You know what I mean? Parents have to be more accountable. Explain to the child that shooting video games aren't real. Parents need to be more attentive and involved. Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, the video games, they can play with a kid's subconscious. You understand? In their mind and in their heart also. You know what I'm saying? Some people, I forgot the shootings that happen in general. A lot of them get influenced by video games. You know what I mean? They take the shootings that's in real life, but in their mindset, it's not real life. It's like a video game. You know what I mean? And they come to a realization when they get them cuffs put on them and they get that prison time put on them for sure. MHW says, I remember when men and boys used to fight it out in the 70s. Get it in. He says the later the breakdancing together, the fathers were mentors to teach and lead their kids morals and how to deal with conflict. Absolutely. Listen, like I said, we used to fight it out all the time, busted lip, busted eye, whatever, wrestle, punch in the face, punch in the nose, whatever the case may be. Listen, I had a fight with my friend Anton. I think we was about, 9, 10 years old. We got it in back then. You understand? Guess what? We went right back to playing football. You know what I'm saying? Got it in with a couple of my friends. We went right back to playing the video games after. We forgot about the situation. We forgot about it. You understand? We done beat each other up. We done forgot about the situation. All right, you good? You good? All right, okay. Let's go to the store, get some candy. But these kids not doing that. You know what I'm saying? What up? Let your light shine. Hope all is well. We're here talking about the situation about this 13-year-old boy who killed his friend with a firearm. He had easy access to this firearm, went in the house to go get it because, some jokes were being passed around. And I guess he felt big dog. A lot of people, when they have a firearm on them, they feel a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? They feel like they're in some type of authority. You understand that? You said, Sister Davis says, just careless. There's some parents not concerned enough. So glad I grew up when I did. Like you said, we fought with fists and words, didn't hold silly grudges. I don't know what happened in these days. A lot of these kids, a lot of people in general are cowards. You understand that? They're scared of taking the loss. You understand that? A lot of people out here are scared of taking the loss. You know what I mean? So guess what? The fear comes when they go run to that firearm. Listen, I'm just want to. Some of them think that just shooting a person is not going to do nothing. But for the majority of the times, people have died in those type of situations. You understand that? They get it when they get that prison sentence. Now the heat is on. Now you're crying in the courtroom. Now you want your mother. Now you want your father. Now you're calling on God to help you get out. Now you got your friends talking about free this and free that and free that man. No, no way. All right. Kalani says, and parents not pay attention to their kids, honestly. You're right. A lot of them don't. You're right about that. You says it's a lot of it on gun violence TV, music, social media, movie, video gamer. Absolutely. Music is definitely an influence. And the videos here on YouTube and social media in general, World Star Hip Hop. World Star Hip Hop. I watch it sometimes. I watch World Star Hip Hop for educational purposes only. Not for like, oh, wow, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? WorldStarHipHop.com. 1 minute They want to start preaching, oh, we need to stop killing each other. On another hand, they have a video of somebody shooting another person in the head. Really? It don't make no sense. You're contradicting yourself. And a lot of people out there on social media, who are like, popular or whatever the case may be, they listen, they want to talk positive on one hand, but on another hand, they want to talk street. You know what I mean? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Listen, if you want to be encouraging and stuff like that, it doesn't hurt to have conversations like this. It doesn't hurt to not try to be tough all the time and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? All right. He says, I don't like guns. God is my protector. Well, a lot of people say they don't like guns. A lot of people say that, you know. You know what I mean? Like I said earlier, if you haven't caught it, I've been around guns, you know what I'm saying? For employment purposes, you know what I mean? For training purposes and whatnot. And what I will say, I understand why people don't like guns. You understand that? It's just, it's very dangerous, even if it's unloaded with no bullets in it. You understand that? All right. What up, Miss Ann? Miss Ann, what's up? What's up? You says peace and blessings. My brother Tony Harvin and all in the chat. Sister David said too much peer pressure, and some parents are bad examples for their kids. They listen to their parents with violent attitudes. Good one. That's a good one right there. I like that one. You said some parents encourage their children to violent behaviors, influences. You know, the parents is always fighting in front of the kids, and guess what? The kids see that, and it rub off on them like it's okay, like that's the norm. I understand you on that one for sure. Ethan, you says my teacher wants the class to make gambling games such as Keno, rolling dice, slot machine. I'm in high school and I won't be able to pass without making those projects. What should I do? Well, if it's for religious reasons, you have to speak to your parents about that. You know what I mean? You have to speak to the principal, whatever the case may be, look up the laws and stuff like that to your state upon religious laws. You know, I mean, the Muslims do it. You know, they can wear certain attire in regards to their religion. You know what I mean? They don't do certain things according to their religion. You know what I mean? Because they're knocking on the doorsteps of the superintendent. They're knocking on the doorsteps of the Board of Education. You know what I'm saying? So if that's, against your religion, you know what I'm saying, which is against a lot of us and stuff like that, to gamble and whatnot, you know what I mean? Bring it to your principal's attention. If the principal don't want to hear it, bring it to the superintendent. If the superintendent don't want to hear it, bring it to the Board of Education. You know what I'm saying? In regards to your religion. You know what I mean? All right. What up, Stacy Carter? What up? I hope all is well. You know, we're just here talking about the situation. You know what I'm saying? A 13-year-old has access to a gun. And guess what? You know, you might have your younger kids, younger than that, 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 8-year-olds have easy access to firearms, just like that. You know what I mean? All right. You says holiness. You're part of holiness. Well, my thing is for you, man. Like I said, as far as like giving you advice upon that with your teacher, trying to have y'all to create a project of slot machines and things like that. You know what I mean? Tip Time Family says music is a direct influence to your soul. Absolutely. Drill music. You know, listen, all that stuff may sound good to the flesh and whatnot, but guess what? Subconsciously, you know what I'm saying? Subconsciously, that stuff could play with your mind at the end of the day. You know, whether it's the Pop Smokes, whether it's the Chicago drill rappers, you know what I'm saying? And all those other type of rappers that rap like that in that manner. Some may say they just giving a journalist stories upon, you know what I mean, they growing up and stuff like that and new stuff. But no, not at all, man. You know, if you want to influence the kids and things of that nature, do it the right way. You understand that? But a lot of them don't know better. A lot of them didn't grow up in a proper household and whatnot. You understand? So I heard a song a long time ago. You know what I mean? I think the rapper stated that he'd been in hell since he was 12, or he'd been a demon since he was 12 years of age. Where was the parents at? Where was the parents at? You understand that? You got a grown man stating that he was a demon since he was 12. Where was the parents? You know what I'm saying? All right. Lady Speed says, blessings, blessings, blessings back to you for sure. You says, me either. Some use for hunting protection. Oh, you talking about guns. He says, but when you have children in the home, you have to take extra measures to keep kids safe. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, it happens all the time. You know, parents are careless, you know, even those who are in law enforcement and whatnot, you know what I mean, who bring in firearms home and what have you, those who collect guns and things of that nature. You definitely have to watch, you know what I'm saying, your kids. You may think they're not watching you, you know what I'm saying? But they might be in the house one day all alone or come home from school early before you come home and start snooping around the house. Like, man, I saw mommy and daddy with a gun. I want to go play with it. You understand that? You says back in the day, not sure you heard this story, but I heard of a toddler that got a gun out of their mom's purse and shot and killed them in a Walmart store. Wow. Wow, a toddler. How a toddler, well, it must have been a small gun. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, how can a toddler have that much? How can a toddler know about shooting a gun? What type of information did this toddler get that? Okay, let me put my finger on the trigger and let me squeeze it real hard. How does a toddler know how to shoot a gun? Where did that influence come from? Because it's not just shooting a gun. You understand that? You got to load that gun up. You got to cock it so that bullet to come in the chamber and what have you. And then you got to click the trigger a certain way, because if you click, you know, like Glocks and whatnot, you know, it's like a piece in the middle of the trigger, whereas though it's almost like a safety measure. You know what I mean? I don't know what type of gun this person had, but it's a certain way you click it to shoot it. Some guns are like that. You know what I'm saying? They have various safety features on it. You know what I mean? For stuff like that. You know, but where did that toddler get that type of information, that type of influence on knowing how to shoot a gun, how to aim the gun, and whatnot, and things like that? All right. You says keep your guns locked up. The parent being a fool. Absolutely. Kids are curious and irresponsible anyway. Absolutely. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? So with this boy out of Pennsylvania, was at a Red Lion, Pennsylvania, and what have you. Community prayers. They stated that Sunday night, Red Lion hosted a prayer gathering for friends, family, and the community to grieve together. I remember one time somebody quoted that someone punched me in the face, and I started crying. Wow, somebody wrote this. It says, I remember one time that someone punched me in the face, and I started crying. The first thing he did was he walked up and started yelling at him because he cared that I got hurt. Everyone is going to be different. School is not going to be the same, said another friend. Wow, that's a crazy situation right there, man. Real crazy. What up, God is one. Hope all is well. You said, yeah, but why did the mom have her gun in the purse so the kid could get to it? Google story. It happened some years ago. Okay, for sure, we'll do. You know, matter of fact, we're gonna Google it right now. All right. Toddler shoots mother Walmart. We're gonna look that story up right now. It was back in 2014. Hold on. Family in shock after U.S. toddler. This is lagging right now. Shoots mom in Walmart. Wow. This happened back in 2014. The accidental shooting of a U.S. woman by her own two-year-old son at a Walmart. Wow. So the baby was 2 years of age. You know, they said the 29-year-old nuclear research scientist. She was a scientist. Wow. She said she carried a concealed carry permit, got the bag last week as a Christmas gift. Wow. It said she had a passion for guns. Wow. Uh, uh, uh. That's a crazy situation right there. They said it's a terrible accident. It happened at a Walmart back in 2014. Wow. That's a crazy situation right there. You know? All right. He says, how is everybody doing? We all good for sure. You says, now, how do you tell the child that you killed your parent? Wow. Wow. I mean, that's a deep conversation right there. That's a deep situation right there. For sure, when that child gets older, you know, the father and the child, they most likely gonna have a conversation when that child gets some understanding and things like that. Or do you not tell? You understand that? Do you tell? Do you have a conversation when that child gets older, probably in their 20s or whatnot? Or do you keep it from them? You know, you don't say anything. You know, you just say, your mother died from an accidental, your mother died from something that happened accidental. You understand that? So what do you say to that child and whatnot? What would you say? Would you keep it from them? Or would you really tell them the truth and what have you? You have a lot of situations out here where as though people keep things away from their child. You know, they keep a lot of things away from their child. You know, should a parent do that? You know, in a situation like that, if an accident happens, what do you say? Your mom died of an accident? Or do you tell them the whole truth? You understand that? You said you hate the devil. You said that's a hard one. It is a hard one, for sure. It's definitely a hard one. You know, I mean, I could just imagine of a situation that happened like that. You know what I mean? But that's something between the child and the father and whoever had that type of situation. Because I saw another story about that, where toddlers, infants, and stuff like that, childs, you know, got access of a gun and squeezed the trigger. You understand? Maybe some guns don't take that much pressure, but the guns I've trained in, I know a 2-year-old, nah, can't do it. You understand that? Can't do it. All right? You says, tell him he will eventually search it one day. Someone is bound to spill the beans to him. Good one. You're right. You're right about that one. You're right. I agree with that one for sure. At Christoph Jones. You said keep it from him at Tip Time Family. Keep it from him? Wow. So we got, you know, different thoughts on this situation. Some may say, tell him. Some may say, keep it a secret and whatnot. But that's all between the child, you know, and the parent. But like you said, Christoph Jones, they are bound to research the information. Someone is bound to tell him and whatnot. A family member, a person who's seen the story and things like that, you know? You says, peace, my brother. Blessed tone. Peace to you too. Kalani says, I think I said truth, the truth, in a little bit in time. I was a lie to by my family, so I can't lie. Okay, I understand you. What up, Cashmar? What up? What up? He says, greetings, everyone. What up? What up, man? We're just here talking about the story and other situations where, you know, kids have access to guns due to the unresponsibility of their parents. You know what I'm saying? Keeping the guns in safe. You know what I mean? Or they may have access to a gun from friends and what have you. Listen, kids have access to drugs. You know what I mean? It's easy to get drugs out there. You know what I mean? It's no different from, it's easy to get guns out there. You know what I mean? What up, Jeremy? What up, what up, what up? It's easy to get alcohol if you're a kid. You know what I'm saying? Listen, all you got to do is go up. Nah, I ain't going to get that information out. But what we used to do when we was kids, when we wanted to have a little sip and whatnot, listen, that's what we used to do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to give that information on here at all. You know, we was hard-headed, we was bad and whatnot, but we grew up to become more mature. You know what I'm saying? So we could influence the kids, so we could encourage the kids on what not to do and what have you. You understand? All right. You says maybe we need way more stricter gun laws. Well, it depends on the state. It depends on the states. You understand that? Because different states got different gun laws. Like New York, New Jersey, Maryland, California, them some strict states with gun laws. You understand that? Now, where I'm at, North Carolina, states like that, you could buy a gun without having a permit and what have you. In some states, you could just walk into Walmart and buy a gun. You know what I mean? Different states is different. I can't walk in a gun store in New Jersey and buy a gun. I have to have a permit. I have to have a concealed carry permit also, and all this other information. Maryland, you know what I mean? So it's different states, varies. You know what I mean? It varies. All right. MHW says, to be truthful, I wanna own a gun for protection, no kids in the house, but scripture speaks against it. Well, some people are the truth of God, or some people in holiness and stuff like that, they have firearms, but for hunting purposes only, like hunting for deers and stuff like that, for things of that nature, But you got people out here that want to have a gun because they have a mindset of killing a human being. You understand that? So when Gino teaches on guns and things like that, he's referring to those who have an itch to hurt a human being and whatnot. But if you're doing it for like hunting and stuff like that, cool, that's fine. You know what I mean? All right. You says although that won't solve the problem, but new gun laws are a start. Absolutely. New gun laws change every day. You know what I'm saying? If you're a gun owner and stuff like that, you got to be up to par with the gun laws because they change often in different states. You understand? When you learn about guns and the gun law, when the instructor teaches you and stuff like that, you're gonna learn that gun laws change almost every day. You understand? All right. Vivian Whitmore says, you're not supposed to lie. So tell him or her the truth and seek counseling if needed. Thank you. And keep the videos coming. Appreciate that at Vivian Whitmore. You know what I'm saying? Kalani says, Nebraska is strict. Wow. Nebraska. Jeremy says, gun laws don't help. It takes a teaching to change the mind. It takes a person to pull a trigger. It's the mental of a person. Okay. I got you. I got you. You're right. You're right about that. You know what I mean? But those who are in tune with the gun laws and stuff like that, it could help in a sense. It could help in a sense, but not in a sense. Because you have different places and whatnot with people walking into a Walmart, shooting the place up. You got kids killing kids. You understand? Somebody could purchase a gun from a different state, which is low gun laws, and go over state lines and go to a place like New York, Nebraska, and stuff like that, and sell the guns and what have you. So I definitely get your point at Jeremy. You says if not stricter gun laws, then stricter consequences for responsible parties, parents involved. Absolutely. New York is a strict state. If you get caught with a firearm and you do not have a permit, you do not have no type of license, no nothing. You're not in law enforcement, you're not an armed guard, or armed carrier, stuff like that. Listen, you're going to prison for a while. You're going to prison for a while, for sure. You're definitely going to prison. Cashman says, it can have the strict gun law, but the parents ain't putting up good. The kids going to find it. Yeah, you're right. Do guns kill people, or is it the person? Sion says. So it's the parents' recklessness that the kid committed this act. Lawmakers want to ban guns, so this would be like a great excuse for them to use to make it difficult for people to protect themselves. No police officers. Well, you got people like that. You got people like that who are for guns. You got people like that who are not for guns. So there's always going to be a clash of debates because some people feel as though they need a gun for protection. Not because they're a punk or whatnot. You understand? No way. You understand? But it's like some people like they see the news stories. They be like, man, a person could just walk into a Walmart, going to get some M&Ms, and next thing you know, bullets are flying everywhere. You know what I mean? They're flying everywhere. People walking up into daycares, shooting the place up. You know what I'm saying? And people are getting in the sense of like, you know what? I want to go get my gun permit. I want to get my concealed carry permit. You understand? And this is what people are doing. And you can't stop people at all. Whereas though you have people like, I don't want no gun. Or I'm scared of a gun. Or they need to ban all guns. So there's always going to be a clash of a debate where people who are for guns and people who are not for guns. You understand that? That's why the laws it changes often with guns. You understand? All right. They need to do psychiatric evaluations on these people buying the guns, and guns sadly accessible as drugs are a sad situation all around. Well, when you go purchase a gun, what I can tell you from experience, a while ago, they do background checks and all this other stuff on you. But then again, you still never know. You're right about that. Psychiatric checks and what have you, But that still probably won't work, because that's what they do when you go into the police academy. You got to do all these tests and whatnot. But then you have certain police officers, what I'm saying, who commit crimes like that, kill his wife, kill himself, kill his family. There's been situations like that. You understand? So it's hard to detect people like that. You know what I mean? They could be on the straight path, but somewhere down the road in life, they fall off. You know what I mean? Which is a crazy situation, especially if a person has access to a firearm. You know what I mean? All right, just not the answer. Maine has some laid back laws, and they don't have much. He says Maine has some laid back laws, and they don't have much gun violence. He says New York is a mess. New York is a mess. I agree. I agree with that. That I agree with. Christoph Jones says, side note, all these tragedies and disobedience in the world must anger God severely, and he remains quiet when he decides to clap back. SMH, terrifying is an understatement. Wow. All right. The parent being careless, Kalani says. Cash Mars says, I don't want one. Even if they ban it, people will still find a way to get them. Absolutely. They will. But let me tell you this. They're not banning guns at all. They're not going to ban guns. That's not going to happen. They're not going to ban guns. As much as some people want guns banned, they're not going to ban guns at all. You understand? Some laws might change, but they're not banning guns and what have you. All right. Jeremy says New York City is full of drugs, poverty, and mental instability. People, it's deeper than that for that city. People get them and file off the serial number. It's big business. The government sells guns. Wow. Cash Mars says people can pretend, so that ain't going to work. David says, yeah, good point. People know how to act sane enough to get the gun, but they inwardly have a hidden agenda. Jeremy says the government sells guns on the block market to increase the violence in the neighborhoods. Well, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard nothing like that. The government selling guns in the neighborhoods. Well, I don't know. I haven't heard that information where I was from in Jersey City. You know what I'm saying? In the urban areas and things like that. I heard about the drugs and what have you, that stuff was planted by the government and what have you. But the gun part, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If you got like a link or anything or a video that I can check out in reference to what you said, man, let me know. I definitely would want to hear more about that situation. You know what I mean? All right. He says in Chicago they do. Wow. Now, Chicago. Chicago's different. You know what I'm saying? Chicago on an average, I think is like a 1.5 killing a day due to violence. You know, Chicago is terrible. The urban areas over there is terrible. You know what I'm saying? All right. Kalani says, I confess I had some guns. You know, me too. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, I have experience in, training on the guns and buying a gun and having a concealed carry permit and all other stuff. I done did all that before. You understand that? And you're right. You know what I'm saying? You're definitely right, for sure. You know, in reference to, you said the government sells guns on the block. The black market. My fault. I misread that. The black market. My fault. Now, something like that I heard. Something like that I think I heard a long time ago. I think. He says, leave Chicago alone. Listen, Chicago is terrible. I don't understand why you're still out there. Listen, leave. Leave that place. You understand? If you're living in Chicago right now, in the urban areas, leave. That's my advice. Leave. You know? Cashman says, nope, it's going to get worse. It's going to start giving guns out soon. Don't have to buy it. Just kidding. It's ridiculous, dangerous here. Sion says it's awful. Sister David says Chicago is a place where people live and feel like they have to be strapped. I have a lot of family in Chicago. Wow. Well, I really don't get why people stay in Chicago. You know, if they feel as though they have to be strapped every day and everywhere they go. You understand that? Why stay in a place like that? You know, if they don't have the necessary means to get out, okay, understandable. But if you have an opportunity to leave Chicago, the slums, the neighborhood, with all the violence, that's rough and tough. A lot of people are just so comfortable and they stay in Chicago. I don't understand. You know? All right. Fitzgerald says, why are there so many issues related to guns, mainly in America? Look at the violence. Look at the violence, especially Chicago. Look at the music. Look at the music videos. They're glorifying it. You understand? America, the rap videos, the TV shows. You understand? The NBA players. You know what I mean? They glorify that type of thing with guns and what have you. I don't want to go to Chicago. You can have New York City in Chicago. William says you can look it up. The government drop off crates of guns in Chicago. It should be on YouTube. Okay, cool. Appreciate that, William. Sister David says, amen, bro. Say that. One of the most dangerous places is Chicago. I will work hard to leave Chicago. Absolutely. Listen, I would too. Leave Chicago. You understand? Leave it. Simple as that. And any other place that's rigged with violence and what have you. Well, a lot of people, they love violence. It excites them. They love to be around all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? He says, because in America, most are in the fallen state. Godless people exist. Wow, that's something deep right there. That's something deep by Sion. He says, I wish I could help you pack. I want to go to PA where the TOG is. Philadelphia. Listen, Philly is, it used to be the murder capital. So if you're going to go by the Truth of God, the main temple, listen, you want to go to the Jersey side. You understand? Go to the Jersey side. It's about 15 minutes away, and you can live over there. Burlington, Willingboro is right there by Philly. You know, but Philly is just as bad. Simple as that. You know, but in general, I wouldn't want to be around all that type of nonsense, man. You know, in general, for sure. You know, you got your kids. You want your kids to grow up in a nice environment. You don't want your kids to be around all that. If you have kids, you don't want to be around all that. You know what I'm saying? Because it could definitely pollute your mind and things of that situation. All right. Ain't no shame in leaving a terrible area. It doesn't make you a sellout. It makes you intelligent. Absolutely. And a lot of them think that way. A lot of them think that, man, if you leave the hood, you ain't down no more. You a coward. You a punk. Whatever the case may be. But no, you actually smart and intelligent. You trying to better yourself. How you going to better yourself? How you going to better yourself around negativity? You cannot better yourself around negativity at all. I can't sit here and say, man, I want to better myself. And I'm sitting on the porch. I see this one selling crack. I see this one shooting. You know what I'm saying? I see this one making a rap video. You can't at all. You understand? All right. It says want to visit Jamaica. That's understandable, but isn't that he said, isn't that type of atmosphere present in other places too, like Europe, for example? Don't they emphasize those type of messages for violence within music, TV, and more? Well, we don't hear about it. We don't hear about that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? What's more so glorified on YouTube are who? Black African American young men. You know what I'm saying? With this drill music or rap music. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear no European rapper glorifying guns and what have you. Name one. Name one Russian. You know what I'm saying? Name one of them. All right? But in general, that's what we see more so on TV. You know, when you go to these, when you go overseas, they playing American music. You know what I mean? They got their people trying to be like the American rappers over here. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to be like them. You know what I mean? All right. It's destroying the world because of social media. Now violence is everywhere in the world. They want to be cool, like in the music videos. Now in South Africa's one of them, crime is out of control. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. Rachel, you says, which is a good state to move to? I am looking to move out of Florida. Any advice? I don't know too much about Florida, but alligators and crocodiles and all that other nonsense, little lizards running around. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people is heading to South Carolina. Some people heading to Ohio. You know, you really got to research certain areas. You know, what type of environment you want to be around. You know what I mean? In general, you know, what type of weather you like. You know what I'm saying? But every place has bad areas. But some are more just worse than others in general. You know what I mean? The only peaceful places I've seen was South Carolina in the countryside. Peaceful. You know what I mean? It's the country. You know, people got their horses, their cows, their lambs and whatnot running around in the farm. It's peaceful when you go to certain parts of South Carolina. It's very peaceful. You know, I'm going by what I've seen and been around. South Carolina, the country area. All right. What up, Devon? He says other countries are influenced by American hip hop. Yep. Sis David says, can you do a follow-up regarding the 13-year-old killing? Like what happens to the child and the parent? Are they going to be tried as an adult? Okay. Lord willing, if I remember, sure. David B says we have to trust in the Lord. We have to trust the Lord to keep us in the midst of this craziness. I live on a block considered to a safer block, but don't let me go half mile up the street. MHW says, that's what's up. All right. We're going to end this live. I thank everybody for coming on this live, talking about this story, about this 13-year-old who shot and killed a 12-year-old friend and whatnot. It's a sad situation. You know, I hope everybody have a wonderful night tonight. Be on the lookout for more videos in general. I'm not sure if it's going to be a biblical discussion on the other channel on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? I do broadcast the biblical discussions from time to time on both YouTube channels. Tony Harvin YouTube channel and this YouTube channel. I'm trying it out. So if you happen to see a biblical discussion on here, most likely it's on both YouTube channels at the same time. I thank everybody for tuning into this live, for tuning into the videos, and those who are new subscribers in general. welcome. I appreciate everybody for coming on this YouTube channel, my other YouTube channel, and on my other social medias in general. Much love and much respect. I hope everybody have a wonderful night. God bless in general. I'm Tony Harvin. I'm signing off. Peace, peace, peace. All right?
Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to the Tony Harvin Network YouTube channel. If you like, hit that subscribe button listed right here. After you hit the subscribe button, if you want to receive all notifications of videos that come out on this YouTube channel, hit the notification bell and select all after you hit the notification bell.